Antonio Damasio, one of the most influential neuroscientists bridging philosophy, psychology, and neuroscience. Core teachings of Antonio Damasio. Summary of most important ideas. 1. The self is a biological process, not a static thing. Damasio posits that the self is not an object or soul-like essence, but rather an ongoing biological and neurological process. This self emerges through layers of neural development: proto-self, basic homeostasis and body regulation; core self, moment-to-moment consciousness of being; autobiographical self, narrative identity built from memory. The self arises in the brain's mapping of the body and its experiences. 2. Emotion and reason are not opposed, they are integrated. Contrary to long-standing Cartesian dualism, Damasio shows that emotion is essential to rational decision-making. Patients with brain damage to emotion centers, like the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, lose their ability to make decisions, even with intact logic and memory. Feelings guide reasoning by signaling the value of outcomes, a concept he calls somatic markers. We are not thinking machines that feel, we are feeling machines that think. 3. Consciousness emerges from feeling the body. Damasio argues that consciousness begins with the body, not the mind. The brain continuously maps the body's internal state, heartbeat, respiration, muscle tension. This internal sensing, or interoception, is the foundation of self-awareness. Feelings are mental representations of body states. Consciousness is layered upon them. The mind is embodied, not disembodied. 4. Homeostasis is the driving force of life and mind. Damasio places homeostasis, the body's drive to maintain stability, at the center of life, emotion, and cognition. All behavior, including thought and social interaction, ultimately serves to regulate and optimize internal balance. The mind, self, and even morality emerge from this need to survive and flourish. Biological value is at the root of all feeling and knowing. 5. Emotions are evolutionary tools for survival. Emotions are not random experiences, but evolved signals that prepare the organism to act. Fear, for example, prepares the body to flee. Joy encourages repeating beneficial behaviors. Emotions precede feelings and are publicly observable, while feelings are internal subjective experiences of those emotional states. 6. The brain constructs maps, not representations. Damasio replaces representationalist theories of mind with mapping-based theories. The brain doesn't represent the world, but maps body states, sensory inputs, and relationships, constantly updating them. The mind is an emergent property of these dynamic maps. 7. Social and moral behavior arise from biological roots. Compassion, empathy, and ethics are not just cultural inventions, but have deep biological origins. The autobiographical self, with memory and foresight, allows humans to simulate social consequences and behave morally. This supports the idea that moral intuition is grounded in biology. The roots of human values are in the visceral process of homeostasis. 8. The sense of free will is an emergent phenomenon. Damasio acknowledges that much of human behavior is unconscious and shaped by prior biology. However, the narrative self allows for simulated decision-making, internal rehearsal of future actions, and learning from past errors. This gives rise to a functional version of free will, even within deterministic constraints. 9. Consciousness is built in stages. Damasio breaks consciousness into layered stages. Wakefulness, baseline physiological arousal; core consciousness, a momentary sense of self in the here and now; extended, autobiographical consciousness, a narrative, memory-based self with a past and imagined future. These are built atop each other with increasing temporal and conceptual complexity. 10. Neural integration of mind and body refutes Cartesian dualism. Damasio's entire body of work can be seen as a rejection of Descartes' "I think, therefore I am." Instead, Damasio proposes "I feel, therefore I am." The mind is not a ghost in the machine, but a networked phenomenon grounded in physiology. Descartes' error was separating the mind from the body. 11. Art, culture, and spirituality arise from biological needs. Creative expression, storytelling, and even mystical experiences are extensions of the autobiographical self. They help organize experience, foster social cohesion, and explore what could be, all serving homeostatic optimization on social and personal levels. 12. Damage to specific brain areas proves his model. Clinical cases, for example, Phineas Gage, and patients with prefrontal damage, show how disrupting emotional circuits destroys personality, motivation, and decision-making, even when IQ is unchanged. This supports the somatic marker hypothesis, and the view that rationality depends on emotion and embodiment. 13. Feelings are predictive simulations. Feelings are not just reactions, they are predictions about future body states, based on past experience. The brain uses these simulations to navigate uncertain futures, which underpins both anxiety and creativity. 14. Spiritual and existential experiences are rooted in brain-body loops. Profound spiritual states, for example, awe, ego-death, interconnectedness, are not illusions. They are authentic brain-body states reflecting shifts in homeostatic and autobiographical processing. These states reorganize personal narratives and can be transformative, but they're grounded in biology, not magic. 15. The goal of life is not knowledge, but well-regulated being. In Damasio's framework, being well in terms of body regulation, emotional stability, and social harmony is the primary aim of life. Knowledge, language, and culture are tools in service of optimal biological functioning. Consciousness serves the self, and the self serves life.